to my channel. My name is Natalya-Alise. If you're new, subscribe and make yourself at home. So today, guys, we're gonna be making this granny square bag, and it does have a lining and a zipper. So I'm gonna be showing you how to do the granny squares, like the full tutorial on how to do the granny squares. As for the lining though, I'm not gonna be showing y'all how to do that because I would be blindly leading y'all because I didn't too much know how to do it. But just a summary, this video did have a little bit of chaos. I had to end up getting more yarn and switching some patterns. In the end, it came out all right. But just a backstory before you see it, and you're like, okay, what's going on? Basically, I started out with a small ball of brown yarn and a small ball of white yarn. And I thought I was going to have enough brown yarn for at least like 10 of them. And then I would just use the white for leftover. But basically, I miscounted and I needed more squares than I initially made. So I ended up going to the store to get some more brown yarn. And that's what we just went with in the end, which is what we probably should have started with. But you live and you learn. So I've already pre-picked my colors. I have this for like the whole bag. And then I have this color for the squares, like the inside of the squares. I'm doing a daisy granny square. So it's gonna be like, you know, the flower. So I kind of wish I had like a brown. I do have brown, but that's for another project. So I have gray and I have teal, but I don't know, neither one of those really go. And I have black, but that's for a project I'm working on. So I'm gonna have to do a test run and see which one I want to use. I got my yarn bag. Y'all see the knitting wheel in the back, but this is my yarn bag. It's kind of messy right now, and I had it neat for so long. This is a yarn I just got recently from Michael's. I'm pretty sure I want to make a hat with it, but that's not what this is about. But if you want to see me make a beanie with this, let me know. I have this gray color, and then I have this teal color, and I have this green color which I'm working on a project with, but the project isn't going so great. So I don't know if I want to sacrifice it, or in this one, I don't know what it's called, but it's a different texture. And then I have some mohair. And this is the brown I'm talking about. It's softer also. I have 4 of these, I'm pretty sure. But it's for a different project, which I'm gonna be making a video of. I'm gonna do a series where I make things I've seen and wanted to buy instead of buying them, if that makes sense. Where is this coming from? I have a white in here? Oh, I got these yarns from the Dollar Tree. I forgot about this. Okay, I could use that. That'll work. I forgot I had that. So I have 1.5 rolls of that. Yeah, I have 4 brown yarns. More mohair. Leftover yarn, I made my boyfriend a skincare scarf. Leftover mohair, I made a hat. Y'all, I found some brown. So should I do some brown, pink, and tan and some white, pink, and tan? Because it's all scrap yarn, really. I have to try it out. But if I did, I would do the brown on the inside, like the flower core, and then I would do the pink as the stems. So I think I'm gonna do a mix. I don't know, we'll have to test it out. First things first, I like to plan them out. Everything I made, well, not everything, but I planned it out. But first page, I'm just going to draw the bag before I start making it. Okay, lighting changed, but this is my drawing. It's kind of weak, not too much, But basically I've got a pattern for the daisy square, doing 13 squares. I've got my zipper. I don't want the zipper. I have to ask my mom for a different zipper. This is an invisible zipper and I don't want it invisible. I'm gonna get a different zipper, and for the lining I'm gonna be sewing it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the granny squares. This is the next day and this is what I came up with. Once I did this, I didn't even try the white because it's perfect, but I made 2 more inner circles, so that's 11 more. I'm actually about to show you guys how I did that. So first things first, make a magic circle. So tuck the strand here, then you go all the way around twice. You take your working string, then you chain 1, chain 2, you chain 2, then you start with 12 double crochets. Do 12 double crochets, just going around both strings. The two should be the one you're working on, and then the one should be at the bottom. 12 double crochets. Then you can also, as you're working, you can go ahead and pull the loose string to make it easier. And then you continue with your double crochets on this one. And once you're done, you can pull those strings. So I have my 12 double crochets. I'm gonna go ahead and pull them completely closed. Then with the working loop, I'm gonna slip stitch it close to the other end. So I'm gonna put it through the first one, and I'm gonna slip stitch it closed. Then I'm gonna close it off. I need 10 more, so I'm gonna go make the other 10 and I'll see y'all for the second part of the granny square. So I ended up having to do 3 white circles. And I started working on the flower part, but I came back to show you guys how I did that, and I'm going to show you how I do the outside square part. So this is how we do the flower part. So first, I like to work near the string just so it looks a little more seamless. First you put the needle through, and then you pull the string through, like you loop it like this, and you pull it through. Then you're gonna knot it. You don't know how to do a slip knot, that's how you do it. Just pull it through. Then you chain 2, 1, 2, and then you start doing double crochets. If you don't know how to do double crochets, basically loop here and then go into the hole. Okay, and then you pull it through and you chain through the first 2 loops. You have 2, and then you take the working yarn and go through those 2 loops also. After you do the second double crochet, you go through the first loop, the first hole from the double crochet, and then you pull this loop through, your loop that you just made with the last double crochet, if that makes sense. Go through like that, you just pull it through, and then you chain 3. So I can do that one more time. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, then you go to the next loop, double crochet twice, and then you go through the first loop from the first double crochet. It's kind of hard to show you guys, but you go through the first loop from the double crochet. I'm trying to okay, this is the double crochet and this is the loop. I mean, it's like kind of hard to show you, but just go through the first loop of the double crochet. Don't overthink it. Of the first double crochet in this hole, if that makes sense, you know. And then you just pull it through, and then you chain 3, and you do it all over again until you get to the end, and then you slip stitch it closed to the first one. You're gonna come all the way back here once you've finished, and then you're gonna slip stitch it closed. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna show you guys how to do the square parts. So I'm gonna show you how to do the square parts. So first we're gonna enter it like how we did the pink part, but we're gonna go in the big loops, not the chain itself, but like the loops in between. I usually like to start on the side where I ended it, so it's a little more seamless, you know. So I'm going in here, and just like we did the pink one, pull the string like this, just loop it, don't tie it yet, just loop it and pull it through, and then you can tie it, like knot it like that. Okay, and then you chain 3, and then you're going to start double crocheting in the same loop you went into. So you're gonna double crochet 3 times into this loop. Since we put a chain here, I just do 2, but every other one you're gonna do 3, and then you're gonna chain 1. You're gonna do another 3 double crochets into the next loop, and make sure you don't mistake it for the 2 double crochets that are the 2 pink double crochets, but in between it, like in between here, not in between here, but in between here where we did the 3 chains. I'm gonna go in through there, do 3 double crochets, and then once you're done with that, you're gonna chain 1, and this is where we're gonna start the 3 triple crochets. If you don't know how to do that, you're gonna go just like the double crochet, but you're gonna do it 1 additional time. So you go 1 and then 2, do it again, then you go to the loop, and then you pull through 2, pull through another 2, and then pull through the last 2. 1, 2, under, pull it through, pull through 2, pull through another 2, and then pull through the last 2. You're going to do that 3 times, last 2. And then for this one, you're going to chain 2, and then you're going to do another 3 triple crochets in the same loop. I hope you can see it. Just go 3 more times in the same working loop that you're in. Okay, got your 3. You can kind of see the shape is like square. You're going to chain 1. You're going to do your 2 sets of 3 double crochets. Okay, this is the base. So you do 3 double crochets in 1 loop, 3 double crochets in another loop, and then 6 triple crochets in the next loop. And then you're going to start over and you do your 3 double crochets. I've got my 3, then I'm going to chain 1 and go into the next one, do 3 double crochets. And then I'm going to chain 1 and do 3 triple crochets, chain 2, and then do another 3 triple crochets. Chain the 2, you're going to do another 3 triple crochets. Okay, so it's looking kind of square. And then that's when you start over and you chain your 1, you do 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 more double crochets, chain 1, 3 triple crochets, chain 2, 3 triple crochets. I hope it makes sense, but just don't overthink it. So it ends up looking like this, and I don't know if I mentioned, but you should have 12 of these pink parts. 2, 3 double crochets here, here, and here, and here on each side, and then you'll have 4, 6 triple crochets. Basically, this is what it looks like, and I will be back once I finish all 13 of them. So guys, I did finish all the squares, but I made a big mistake. Let me kind of... Okay, so it was 3 for each, well 6 for each side panel. And I have this 6, but I don't have the 6. And I don't have the 2 side ones. So I had to go to Walmart and I ended up getting more brown yarn. I really could have just done that originally. Why didn't I? I don't know. But they're all gonna be brown now. And this was the biggest they had. Well, the smallest they had. I wanted a much smaller one because I don't need all this. And it's kind of mocking me because I started with this little bit of ball of brown yarn and I didn't even have enough. And then I had to go buy this. I'm not even worried about it. But I got the lining fabric. I didn't get the zipper because my mom said she had one. So I'm gonna get one from her. But today I gotta finish this out because it's going way, it's taking way longer than I wanted to because I haven't been working on it consistently. I've been doing other things. I have to finish this. Like, it looks good so far though, you know. This is the width of it. I'm just gonna replace these white ones. Might as well. And I'm gonna need 2 more squares for that part, and I'm gonna need 2 more for the sides. So I need 1, 2, 9, and hopefully I'm not miscounting again. So when I'm making the lining, when I'm sewing it together, I will be showing y'all that. Okay, y'all, so this is what we're working with. I got the whole bottom stitched together, and I have to stitch this one together, but I came back to show y'all I'm using two different techniques. I'm using a full, and I'm just making this up because I don't know if it's actually called that, but a full flat stitch, and then I only flat stitch the inner loops. It probably doesn't make any sense, but I'm about to show you right now. So first, basically, I just do the loop, you know, the basic loop, and then instead of doing the two loops like there, you know, and like not the whole thing, but the two inner ones. Hope y'all can see that good. Let me zoom in. But start on the inner loop, not both of them, but only the inner ones. Sorry if y'all hear cars and stuff outside, but see, I have the two inner ones here, not the whole thing. And then I'm basically gonna do the same technique. And it's a little harder to get through the loops doing this way. I don't know why, but it is. So work with it. Okay, so I got it on. It's gonna probably twist up. Just untwist it and continue. The two inner loops. And pull it through. Two inner loops. Grab it, pull it through. It's kind of like a slip stitch. Same thing across. I hope it's making sense, guys. But you can kind of see here, or you can see the top loops on both sides. I just did the inner loops. I'm only doing it that way because these ones are a lot bulgier, so I'm gonna do that technique for all of it. I'm okay with this part being like that because it's the bottom. I mean, you're gonna know it's the bottom, but I kind of like how it's gonna give it some kind of dimension, maybe help it stand better. Basically, I'm just gonna do that for all of these and these also, and then I can show you guys how I'm gonna do this part because it's gonna be like that, you know. So I think I'll come back to show you guys that, and then we'll do the lining. This is what I've got. I finished this, putting all of it together, and I just have one more side to do. I just came back to show you how to do it. It might be a little tricky, so well, I just wanted to give some pointers because, you know. So basically, for this part, I'm kind of folding it together like this because if you don't line it up correctly, you'll have to redo it again. Okay, so first I'm actually gonna pin it together because that helped when I was doing the other side. Because you have to do the very end together, and I also pinned these two together because I did it the exact same way as this part. I don't know if I mentioned, but I have been using a 4mm for this because the holes, you don't want it to be too gappy. But basically I'm going to the very edge, and starting there. And you're doing the same method, you just have to line it up really good. So just go, and I like to kind of tuck the strings through because at the end I am gonna weave in all the ends. Just to make it easier, I try to tuck the strings in where I can. So I'm just doing the same method, and it's kind of easier folding it together like this all the way across. How I'm gonna put the sides to the other side. Basically, I'm gonna do it like this. You can probably kind of guess, but I'm gonna do it like this. And you have to line it up really good. You know, stretch it out. Make sure each loop is accounted for. Basically, gonna do it just like this. I'm doing it here, but just like this. So once I'm done with that, I'm gonna show you guys. I'll be back. finished the strap, you guys. It's 30 inches. I tried it on and I like how it looks, so I'm gonna stick with 30. So to put the strap on, to make sure it's even, count how many stitches are on the side square, which is 18, and the strap is 6 loops long. So 18 divided by 6 is 3. So I count 6 here and then 6 in the middle, and that's where I put the strap. And then there should be 6 on this side also. So for here, I did the same thing, and I placed my hook there so I can go ahead and slip stitch this together. I don't think I've done slip stitching in this video yet to like show you guys if you don't know how. I'll go ahead and do that on camera. I'm gonna put my stitch marker here so I can make a loop. So you just make your regular loop, and then I'm gonna start on this side. Make sure it's 6, count to 6 to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm just gonna slip stitch it. Just like that. Okay. Just go through both loops. Go through both. Pull the string all the way through all the loops. So you're going to be going through on the start, the 2, the yarn and the bag, and then all 3. Go through all 3. Okay. And you just do that across all 6 loops. Okay. Then do the last one. And then just for security, I like to go through one more loop. It's not going to be attached to the strap, but just the bag. And then tie it off there. And if you wanted to, you could go back across, like double slip stitch it. You know, just go back through there again, but I'm gonna leave it at this. I'll just use this, and I like to leave a little lint when I cut it so I can double knot it, and then just pull it really tight and close to the edge. So guys, this is the finished bag. Not finished, but like 75% finished, maybe even 80% finished. Super cute. We have to add the lining and the zipper. So for this portion of the video, guys, you will need a sewing machine unless you're just like a master hand stitcher or something. It's best to use a sewing machine. You have to sew a zipper and you have to sew this. I'm pretty sure there's other ways to do it, you know, but all I know is the sewing machine, so that's what we're doing. To make the lining, to pattern it, I'm going to trace the bottom piece, and then I'm going to trace the side and make 2 sides. I'm going to leave room for seam allowance and the zipper. Then we're done. Just gonna sew the whole thing. Oh, y'all can't see. I'm gonna sew the whole thing onto the bag. So right now I'm gonna trace it. I'm gonna get my cutting board. I'm gonna have to cut the zipper because it's too long. It's 16 inches and I needed like 10. It's way too long. Oh my. So that's the end of this video, y'all. This is the bag. Super cute. And this was my first time making it, so I do see little things that I could improve on. But I really like how it turned out, you know. It's super cute, the zipper, even though they end up having to change the zipper. But it's really cute, you know. I just threw a bunch of random stuff in there. But let me know how y'all like the tutorial parts. I know the whole thing was in a tutorial. So if you have any more questions, just comment them down below and I'll be sure to answer them. This is the bag. Once again, let me know how you like it and what you might have done different. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end of this video, I know it was long, but leave a comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what I should make next, and I'll see you next time.